Apathy, the word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It happens. I can feel it. You can sense it all around Hoosier Nation. People rooting for the team. It's setting in. And what does it mean for this team? Mike Woodson playing Maryland tomorrow. It's going to be a tough contest for the Hoosiers. Let's get into it.
Pretty simple. I win.
For three on the way.
Hello, guys, and welcome to Indiana Sports Connection. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here and being part of this Indiana Hoosiers community. So we're going to get right into talking about it because across every fan of Indiana basketball, it's like you can just sense that people have had it up to here. You know, you go through the 7 stages of grief, don't you? You can just tell that Mike Woodson, so many people are just 1 foot out the door on him. I got people coming into my store and they're just like, you can just see it on their faces that if they have IU gear on. It's like, well, the team is just not very good, right? They're not good. That's right, Hillbilly Monkey. They're not good. If this is your first time here or you are returning viewer that is not a subscriber, I have a bunch of sweatshirts and shirts from Rally House that I'm giving away. Have a giveaway on the channel today. Pick a comment from the last video. And I apologize that the audio on the last video is all messed up on that live stream. I have corrected that problem, but when you upgrade your equipment, Hillbilly Monkey, you know, we're not geniuses down here. And, you know, figuring out all this audio equipment stuff is not exactly always my cup of tea. And that's why we do need to hire somebody. Somebody's coming on. Hit that subscribe button. You will be entered to win from one of the comments, and I will reveal the winner of the Rally House giveaway later on the show today. You know what? Hoosier fans, they are depressed. They're sitting home on these cold days wondering, what the hell? When are we going to see anybody play defense on this team? So hit that thumbs up button. This will pump this video out to more Hoosier fans across the country and across the globe, because this is Indiana Sports Connection. Channel is brought to you by BetUS. Use my promo code Indiana125 and save 125% on your first 3 deposits, and 10% of the AdSense revenue goes to T2T.org. Without the veterans, we are nothing. Without further ado, let's get into talking about the Indiana Hoosiers. Alrighty, Hillbilly Monkey. We got Maryland coming up tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you, I'm sitting here watching the Illinois-Maryland game last night because I am just a total loser. In Big Ten basketball, I love Big Ten basketball. So I was watching the Maryland-Illinois game last night that was on a few days ago, and then I was watching the Michigan-Purdue game, and wow, was Purdue, after Purdue won 7 games in a row. That's how you want to see Indiana come out and play at home against a team like Illinois or Maryland or whatever after you lose a big game to Iowa. That is what gets your fans completely forgetting about the fact that you got beat by Ohio State at home. So, I mean, Purdue came out and just blew the doors off of Michigan, and Michigan was turning the ball over a lot. And so, yeah, poor Dusty. They ran into a buzzsaw there in West Lafayette. Indiana plays Maryland tomorrow, and it's going to be tough. I'm going to tell you, like, just Queen moves. He is their big guy down low. Queen moves so well. I mean, this guy, I was watching this game. I'm like, just impressed by how he can run the floor. He brings a lot more energy, has a lot better post-up moves down low. I mean, I don't consider Ballo has dominating moves, but I don't consider him. I mean, he's not throwing up a sky hook or doing like any type of crazy spin move in the lane. That's just, you know, we saw that with Trace Jackson Davis. He had great spin move and things down low that he could just get guys on one side of him leaning and then bam, get right in there. You don't see that. I don't see that type of play with Ballo. Like, he is just a big load. So will he be able to stay with Queen out there? That is going to be it. I mean, they play like 2 big guys. They play, They had Reese before, who was the guy that played down low. And that's really why we've been able to beat Maryland, because Reese gets into foul trouble, does stupid things, and he really hurts their team. He was never able to really beat Trace Jackson Davis. And even last year, we beat them because he wasn't really able to take Kalel Ware out of the game either. Ware hit a lot of mid-range jumpers in that game. So it's going to be a challenge at home. But now, let's get into talking about the fan base. What is the environment going to be like at Assembly Hall tomorrow? Because you can just sense that there is just an apathy in the fan base. And I've heard a few different people say this, and it couldn't be more than true. It's like, Hillbilly Monkey, pull it up. What is apathy even?
Well, there you go. I mean, if you're feeling flat, blunted, or numb emotionally, well, maybe you smoked too much weed last night. Stop doing that. A lack of emotional reaction, low energy and motivational levels, lack of goal setting, less interest in pleasurable activities, hobbies, and relationships.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I watch these games. I don't really feel that excited to watch them. And I think to myself, why? I love Indiana basketball. I don't remember a time where I really felt that way. I feel like I turn on the TV and there's no consistency with this team. And that is really what I think drives all of us nuts. Yeah, and Baco scored 20 in the Northwestern game. He was 0 of 17 shooting from beyond the arc in the last 4 games before that, and was just a complete no-show. You can't have that on a basketball team. But night in and night out with these Mike Woodson teams, you'll see Miles Rice. Maybe he'll play good. He played really awful in the last game. You just don't get any type of consistency out of anybody. Now you've kind of seen Luke Goody maybe be a little bit more consistent, and Ballo. Those are the only 2 guys. Ballo with his rebounding, and that's consistent a little bit. But you can't really rely on that alone to win you games. You can't rely on that he's just going to dominate down low. And I think that's where the apathy comes from, because it's the style of play. It's that, we are relying on Ballo to score 30 a game, to be your best player. And that's why these Mike Woodson teams are just failing so badly. Watch the Purdue game last night. Braden Smith controlled the entire game. Braden Smith was just like a quarterback out there who was just systematically, you're going to go here, I'm going to go there. You're going to go here, I'm going to go there. He was making the decisions and adjusting on the fly, and I know it was super loud in there, but we don't have that. We're not even close to having that in Miles Rice. Could he develop under a different coach next year? I think he could. I think he could be a good player with a coach that infuses him with a different type of understanding of college game of basketball and what he's supposed to be doing out there. None of our guards are good. Again, this is what it was. In the summer, we're bringing all these guards in. We're going to be good because we're bringing all these guards in. It's a guards game. People have said that over and over again. Guards, guards, guards. We're guards.
Guards. Guards. Guards.
They're guards.
Guards. Guards.
And we get no consistent production out of them. Why is that? And this is a big part of why I just think the whole fan base looks at, they look like a bunch of people walking in mud when you turn the games on at times. And it's just depressing as hell. And you add in then you're starting to set records, you're 0-5 against Northwestern for the first time since 1913. You know what Bob Knight's record was against Northwestern? 51-3. 51-3, courtesy of Rick Bozich. I heard him say that on WDRB on Louisville's channel. But it's that's why it's depressing. I mean, I know Northwestern's better than they used to be and all this stuff, but they're not. We don't go from being 51-3 against them to losing 5 straight against them. I mean, they've dominated us in games. They have the edge. They just know they can do to us what they want to do to us, and eventually we'll cave. Let's look at a couple of these plays because our defense was so bad in this game. let's take a look at right here. And I know we love Anthony Leal, but it's like, this is not a super difficult play. I don't know if this was the floppy action Mike Woodson was saying they were supposed to be guarding. I don't really know what that means, but Anthony Leal, you got to stay connected to this guy, and you go above the screen. And then something Northwestern does right here that we never do is, lead this pass into the corner. The pass leads the guy so beautifully into the corner, and he knocks down. Look, they got two guys, Ty Berry and Leach, that were going to be the ones that you had to stay on. Like, get on the scouting report. You have a scouting report for this team. And you just see that leads them right in the corner, and bam, easy shot. Yep, Miles Rice right here. I mean, they're bringing this action right up top. It's a very simple. They're bringing the big guy up to set a screen. And you just don't really do a good enough job of staying close to the guy. You shouldn't be daring that guy to shoot that shot right then in that situation, because he gets right into rhythm right there. And look, this isn't wide open. This isn't contested, but it's just where you got to do more to make the guy feel uncomfortable, to feel that you're there. And then here's the one that really drives me nuts the most. Okay, this guy gets the offensive rebound underneath the basket. And look how Indiana, nobody finds their guy. Everybody right here, everybody's eyes are on the ball. I mean, to make a pass out of the post and everybody's ball watching right here and not understanding, like, who's got who. Who's got who? This is way too easy. And then after the guy catches the actual pass, nobody even makes... No shit, he's wide open. You're the one supposed to be guarding him, you freaking idiot. But it's like, I mean, Miles Rice is up there, yes, and who is supposed to be coming up on this dude? But it's just not there. I mean, these plays times look... You don't get the rebound. Everybody's got to communicate. I got man. Just yell out who you got. 13, however you do it. If you yell out numbers or names or whatever, you got to have some type of a system of communicating with each other. This is what I say. Whatever, something. But we don't see it there. And then Indiana, just in the last part of the game, made a little bit of run there in the Northwestern game, but it's just depressing, isn't it? I mean, to watch, because we know nobody's coming to save this team. I think an interim coach for this team would be a great idea. I think you brought in all these guys. You brought in a bunch of guys and you said, hey, this is one of the most talented rosters. There were people. Can you believe there were people saying back in August or so that there were like murmurs from Bloomington, like, this team could go to the Final Four. You go from the Final Four, thinking you're in the Final Four, to being like a team that's ranked in the 60s in the net, that's not even close to the top. That makes us look like we don't even know what the hell we're talking about. That's part of the reason why I think the fans of Indiana get so pissed off. We know what we're watching. We're watching a big pile of dog shit, that Mike Woodson's just serving it up to us every single fucking day. Like, here's some more shit. Just pile it in. And we're just supposed to sit there and be like, oh yeah, this is really good. Yeah. Oh, we're above 500 in college basketball, so we should just be like happy with that. We should be happy with, you go out there, as long as you beat Winthrop and you beat a couple of these cupcake schools. What's going to happen this year, I think the team's going to end like 9-11. I think they're going to win like 3. They have some easier games down the stretch, and I don't have it right in front of me. I think they play like Oregon and Washington or something like that. Washington, and this team's going to end a certain way, and Mike Woodson's going to go, well, we got to take care of business in the Big Ten tournament. And, well, we got to do this. And, well, dude, no shit. You should have been really thinking about how you were going to play and get this figured out and worked on this, and I think he does work on it. I think when you're misguided of what you think you're working on is good, like your work is being placed in the wrong place because you're not knowledgeable about what you're actually doing, Like, I could work on a telescope. I don't know shit about telescopes. I'll tell you how far I'm going to get making a telescope not very far. It's probably not going to work very good. And I'm probably not going to be able to build telescopes and sell them to, big places that are looking at stars because I don't know shit about that. I just don't. And so it would take me years to learn about that and to even know like how it's made. It's just like the same for an NBA coach, I feel. I mean, it's like almost like he's trying to sell telescopes, and he's just on the wrong planet completely.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And that's my take. That's why I think the apathy is just setting in. Now, in the 5 stages of grief, I don't know what stage you're in, but all people flip-flop between the different stages. So I've heard people say, well, maybe the fans are checked out. It's not going to get heated when they play Maryland tomorrow. I don't know. I think you're going to hear boos if this team comes out and lays another egg at home. And look, you're going to hear boos. That's just how it comes out. Our expectation level is here. Okay? It's just here. And at least maybe we've lowered our expectation levels a little in the last 25 years because I believe we have. Well, I think we're more realistic. But when your expectation level's here, and then the coach is coming in way down here, that's when you're going to hear those boo. That just comes out. It just comes out. That's how it comes out. It's the physical act of being disappointed. You're going to get booed. So Mike Woodson, buckle up, buddy. Either you want to just retire and let an interim coach them the rest of the way, or if you don't get these guys ready to play, because that's your job, that's your job to win these games, then you're not doing your job, even though you said you're doing it. I'm Mike Woodson. I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to do it well. But hey, Monkey, I'm rambling here. What do you think about the game tomorrow? I think it's at a critical point right here where fans are just checking out. What do you think?
Carved from the sands of the Wabash River and formed into a monkey lamp that's sold at Home Goods. It's the Hillbilly Monkey Perspective on Indiana Sports Connection.
Well, you're damn right. I mean, the fans all over the place, they just seem like they do not give a shit anymore. You can see people all over in the comment section on this channel just feel like they're tapped out. We're waiting to see when they're going to fire this guy. Everybody's really just kind of playing this waiting game of when's he going to get fired? Then who are the next coaches going to be? Who are the people we're going to target? I mean, the talk about the next coach, has already begun, and Mike Woodson's there. If there was any possibility that they're going to bring this guy back for another year, then oh my God, I would feel not bad for him, but for his family, because just don't put your family through that. You're going to get so much hate being in Indiana if you come another year. So just leave now.
If only it were that simple. They won't listen to you hillbilly monkey, but I wish they did because it seems so simple, but we got to get it together with the team, whatever is going on with this group. It is just not working at all. They don't look connected. They don't look like they want to be there. They don't look like they care. They don't look like they want to play defense. And they don't look like they're being coached by a coach who knows what the hell he's doing out there at all. And if Mike Woodson doesn't see that as an NBA coach, then he's never going to see it, and he doesn't really want to see it, because if he does, then he'd have to learn something totally new. Sometimes people stay in the dark for the reasons of their own. They don't want to do the work. They know they don't want to do the work. And so rather than doing it, they just act like, no, I know what I'm doing. It's fine, right? Just like he told Brian Walsh. This is college basketball. It ain't shit. College basketball, it ain't shit. I got this. I coach the Knicks, and this ain't shit. Well, you know what? The real truth is coaching the Knicks isn't shit. And coaching Indiana basketball is where legends are made and where people will remember. The culture of Indiana basketball is beyond anything that the NBA ever has, and what our fans have, and the engagement that we have on this channel and just across the state, and the amount of people, I've lived all over, the amount of people that loved Indiana basketball in New York, in Chicago, when you walk around. When you travel around, it's everywhere, and people still really, really like it. We just got to get the right coach, and then we'll be making strides towards. And we had 2 bad ones, but what are you going to do? But the winner of the Rally House giveaway on the 2,200 subscribers is Haley Hostetler. And she says, why is Leo a starter? And he's a starter because nobody else will listen to any type of defense. You know, they won't play defense. They won't do it. They just don't seem to be engaged in the defense. And so we got to play Anthony Leal because he's a guy that will listen to the coach, I guess. But email me at indianasportsco@proton.me and I will send you your shirt from Rally House. Thank you so much for everybody for watching the video today. And until next time, stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.